Hi, and welcome to the first video on my YouTube channel. I cannot believe I'm saying that. I wanted to do this for a very long time, and I finally decided that I just need to sit down and do it. So here we are. And what better way to start than with the mid-year freakout tag? I figured this is a good way to show you guys what I've loved so far this year, what I'm looking forward to, what I want to read, and all that jazz. So I guess let's get started. The first book that I'm going to talk about is Run, Posey, Run by K.C. Wells. This was actually also my first read of the year, and I needed this. I needed this so bad because normally my first books of the year, that was my cat. Normally my first books of the year are flops, to put it nicely. They're flops. And I said, thank you, K.C. Wells. Thank you so much. I needed this. Thank you. So in this book, we follow Dario and Posey. They're in a relationship. Dario is in the mafia, and he's a psychopath. He does not experience emotions the same way most people do. And Posey's a lot more into him than he is into her, but he puts on this like very charming, nice, like I'll take care of you kind of act until one day something happens and he's like, Posey, you're out. Posey, I'm kicking you out. Posey, go. Run. Run, Posey, run. Ever heard of her? And she's like, fuck. Now I have to run for my life. So she's running for her life. And then he's like, wait, actually, I think I jumped to conclusions. And now we need to get her back. And we go from there. What more could you want? We have groveling, we have second chance, we have mafia, we have it all. We have it all. And I said, thank you, K.C. Wells. I'm saying it, I've said it, and I will continue to say it. Thank you, K.C. Wells. Then we have The Trident and the Pearl by Sarah K.L. Wilson. Isn't this so beautiful? I love the art so much on this, and this is book 1 in the Fisher King series. In this book, we follow Queen Corliss, and her lands basically just got destroyed. And her husband got killed, her lands are ravaged, like a lot of her people are dead, and she's like, what do I do now? So she decides to plead with the gods, and she's like, I'll do anything, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. So they make a bargain with her. They will help her lands if she agrees to marry the first person that sets foot on her pier. And she's like, okay, what the hell, sure. I have no other choice if I want to save my people. And the first person to set foot on her pier is Oak. He's a fisherman. For lack of a better word, he's busted. He's ragged. He's like dirty. He is injured. He is not... He's going through it. He's going through it. And she's like, well, this is my husband now. So she gives away her crown and she sets off with this man. But he has some secrets of his own. And we kind of take off from there. I'm not gonna go too much into it because I don't want to spoil for y'all. But this was so good. I loved Sarah K.L. Wilson's writing style. I need the sequel. Now please. So y'all should go read this. And then the last book I'm going to talk about for my favorites is A Weave of Lies by E.M. Riddle. In this one, we follow a witch named Semras and a witch inquisitor named Esteban, which is basically a witch hunter. And they're enemies because he wants to kill witches and she's a witch. So, you know. But he shows up to her door and he's like, I actually need your help. Because someone got murdered and we think one of your coven members did it. And the only person that can prove that they didn't do it is you. So she's like, okay, damn, I guess I gotta go. And that just kicks off a whole lot, doesn't it? It kicks off a whole lot. We have forced proximity. We have only one bed. We have enemies to lovers. We have a murder mystery. Like, this was so good. And it's a standalone. It is set in the woven world, and I believe there's going to be other books in that universe, but I think about this book all the time. It was so good. Okay, so I don't really like to talk about books that I didn't like, most of the time, because if I didn't like them, I don't really remember them. And that is the case for this one. This is my lowest rated book of the year, and it is The Rejected Omega by Sarah Sellers. I gave it 1 star and I don't remember anything, so I can't really, you know, I'm going to assume it has to do with A Rejected Omega. Moving on. So for this, I chose Enchanting the Fae Queen by Stephanie Burgess. And you may be asking me, did you read the first book? And the answer is no. I only read this one. But that didn't detract from my enjoyment at all. I understood everything in this. Now, this is going to be a series of 3 books with an overarching plot line following 3 queens who team up to take down an empire. And that empire happens to be our High General Gerard's empire. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So we have our Fae Queen Lorelai, and she's a known seductress, and she comes off very superficial. But deep down, she will do anything to protect the people that she loves in her kingdom. And that includes kidnapping Gerard, who is known as the Golden Beacon. He is very type A, very rule follower. He's a good boy, like all of that. And she's like, actually, I'm gonna kidnap you now. And that leads to them being entered in a Deadly Fae tournament. Now, I know a lot of us are over the trials, the tournaments, but this felt so different. But I love this, and I had such a great time with it. And I should probably read the first one, and I should probably read the third one when it comes out. We'll see if that happens. But I love this couple so much, and I love this book. Read it, please. I'm just going to list off a few here that I have written down. So Isle of Wrath by Claire Contreras, Our Rogue Fates by Sarah Glenn Marsh, The Last Page by Katie Holt, In Your Court by Kit Haley, and Romantasy by Mare Roche. For these, I'm going to go in the order that they're coming out. So August 4th, we have Mostly Human Resources by Grace File. August 25th, we have Daggerbound to T. Kingfisher, which is the sequel to one of my favorite books of all time, which is Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. September 25th, we have The Slayer Seduction by Sarah Blue. October 13th, we have Entities to Lovers by Mallory Marlowe. November 3rd, we have The Trial of Magdalena Overmorrow by Catriona Moran. November 10th, we have This Wretched Alchemy by Tina Mars. And November 17th, we have Soulsworn by Kate Dillon. For this, I had to pick Run Posy Run because, as I mentioned, the first books that I read are normally flops, and this was not, and I was so happy. Yeah. I'm going to pick E.M. Riddle for this. Whatever she writes, I will read it. I know this is her debut, but going forward, like, I will read whatever she writes. Thank you so much. For this question, I'm going to pick Gerard. He is very much the opposite of the typical brooding, villainous bad boy that I love, and that made this so refreshing to read. And I love him. He's such a softie. Gerard, come home. The kids miss you. The kids being my cats, by the way, in case you were wondering. So for this, I picked Fossil Feud by Maggie North. Now, this actually isn't out yet. It comes out later this month, and I managed to read it as an arc, and I had a fantastic time with it. I was giggling, I was smiling at the page, kicking my feet. It was a good time. And in this one, we follow rival paleontologists Ripley and James, and they have to work together to stop a fraudulent dinosaur bone discovery. Does that not sound fun? Oh my god, it was so much fun. I will be getting a physical copy of this book by the end of the month. It'll be on these shelves, okay? Don't worry. Do not worry. One thing you should know about me is that I love pretty books, and I collect them. So this was very hard for me to do, but I managed to narrow it down to 2. So first I chose the Busca Libre edition of The Cruel Prince. Now, I can't speak Spanish, and I can't read Spanish, but I saw this at like 3 a.m. and I was like, actually, I need that. So I got it, and I have no regrets. Look, oh my god, this is so stunning. What can I say? We have these beautiful foiled end papers and a foiled hardcover. This is stunning, and I'm very, very happy that I have this. And then for a book that I have not read, I picked Vessalus by Courtney Elwin. Look. Oh my god, this is stunning. This is the Moonlight Book Box edition, and it's signed. I love this color combination so much. I love everything about this. And I need to read this book. I know I do. I know you're yelling at me right now. I'll get there eventually. Probably, most likely. But for now, I will just stare at my beautiful edition. I love you. So I'm awful at sticking to TBRs. So I changed the wording of this last question from need to read to want to read. And I'm going to be talking about 5 that are on my list of like hundreds. And first we have Heartless Hunter by Kristen Sigarelli. I also can't believe I haven't read this. Take a moment. Take it in. And then we have Because I Killed Him by Edith Bird. I've heard great things about this on Instagram. Same thing with The Whims of Gods by Mel R. Bright. Then we have Faded Blades by Ilona Andrews. I believe this is a novella. I've read some of Ilona Andrews' other works and really love them, so I'm excited for this too. And then last, we have The Entanglement of Rival Wizards by Sarah Raish. They all look good, and I want to read them all. Will I actually do it? Who knows? But that concludes my first ever YouTube video. Oh my god! Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And leave any answers to these questions in the comments. I love talking about books. And I will always do so gladly. So yeah, alright. Catch you in the next one. Bye! If you sat through this whole video, here's your cat tax. Okay, bye for real now.